Hello and welcome to another episode of the New World Comics Podcast. I'm Buck Berlin, owner-operator of this fine establishment. Joined with me, as always, Stephanie Cerny.
Hey.
Running this thing, Brad Reed.
Blessings.
Yeah, of Nerds to Men fame. He's the voice of God, because those watching, you don't really see him unless he really wants to put a picture right here. Or not. It's his call.
I have a new haircut. I'll throw up a picture.
Yeah, and then a gang sign. What set you with? No.
It's going to be that kind of party.
It's always that kind of party. Joining with us this week again is Jason Watt.
Howdy, everybody.
Yay! We're doing a belated Free Comic Book Day recap because, we kind of forgot to do one, and there's a lot to unpack.
Yeah, let's see. We didn't forget. We've been busy.
Yeah. For those that got to show up, we can kind of show you or tell you about some of the behind-the-scenes magic. And for those that missed out, you'll hear about the things you missed. Because, oh my God, it was crazy.
24 hours of craziness.
So Saturday, May 4th this year, we did a 24-hour sale, as we always do, for Free Comic Book Day. Which, for those that don't know about Free Comic Book Day, every major publisher puts out, at least one book to give out. I, the retailer, will buy them from them at a severely reduced cost and then pass them off to you for free in hopes that you come and pick them up here in my fine establishment. And while you're here, maybe look around and buy a few things. But it's not necessary, to buy the things. Everything is actually free. So to celebrate the day, which is always a really big deal, we make sure to enjoy the entire day. So we're open for 24 hours straight. And that means that I'm here more than 24 hours straight.
I don't want to think about how long we were actually here.
I was awake for 28 hours.
Yeah.
So, Whew. We weren't really planning on it to be the straight shot, but this year we actually had less help than we normally do. A lot of the volunteers couldn't quite make it. So, we had to make do.
That's what we do around here.
Yeah.
It felt like it went pretty well.
Yeah.
All things considered, it was kind of the perfect storm of exact. The exact amount of everything that we needed, because it was looking like it was going to rain all day.
Yeah.
And it was the one day in the week that no rain.
Oh, and it was gorgeous outside,
Beautiful.
too.
Yeah, I bought a couple $100 worth of tarps to make sure that we could do our sidewalk sale. Made sure that we could, have the X-Men game up and running, but that one. The X-Men game kind of broke 5 minutes into it. But yeah, so we're getting a little ahead of ourselves. Normally we have shifts for all the people who are volunteering to help out, and a lot of people got either busy this year. There was a comic convention in Dallas that we were competing with, and some people just got sick, and some people just couldn't make it because they were too busy. So we had Jason, AD, and Ben Clements is like our floor crew.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you three ruled Free Comic Book Day.
I mean, that's how it felt.
Yeah, like me, Tom, Stephanie, Eddie, we're keeping the outside and inside kind of together, and then you all were, helping run the inner workings of everything. Because we ended up stocking like even through Free Comic Book Day, putting out the back stock and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it was a never-ending process.
Yeah. So, I guess we should get going through the breakdown. I think everyone got here about 7 a.m.
Yeah.
Does that sound about right?
I think I got here at 8.
Okay.
Because we opened doors at 9, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got here at 8 because I need my beauty. This doesn't just happen, people.
I think the rest of us just gave up on that.
Yeah. No, I got up way earlier than everyone else. Got donuts at my favorite donut place. It's off of Council and Expressway. Ladies there are amazing. Me and Ben came up and started moving things around, getting signs put in order, and we had to get the sidewalk sale ready. So we had the boxes set aside for the back issues. We had the discount trade paperbacks ready, and then we had to get the poster racks back, and we had to make sure that everything was in order, everything was organized just so. And
Eddie and Tarek rocked on that.
Oh, yeah.
Man, yeah.
That was, especially with the trades.
Yeah.
Because making them pretty and like, wow.
Yeah,
Those guys-
Tarek and David Albert.
Yeah.
Carl's dad.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
yeah.
Oh, those two I love so very much. Like they're yeah.
We had a great crew.
Yeah.
It was a really good crew.
Yeah, for what we lacked in numbers, like everyone made up for in spirit this year.
Oh yeah, just super quality
yeah.
volunteers.
Yeah, the kids that were ready to be in costume were like ready and raring to go, and just happy to do everything. It was great. We had more artists this year than we've ever had.
Oh yeah, I was so excited about that, and I had a great schedule and had everybody. Okay, well you're gonna work for this many hours, and then I want you to take a break.
Do you want to tell everyone the artist that you had?
Oh my gosh, I hope I can remember everybody. So we had Jerry Bennett, who is always a huge fan favorite.
Yes.
Don Rosencrantz, John Eric Osborne.
Yes.
And we had two new people come this year that I was super excited about that do our con. Samantha Kicking Bird and Justin Steer joined us, which I was so excited that they hung out with us. Scott Sackett came. Oh gosh, who else? Nate.
Oh yeah, Nate Schrader.
Which he's awesome.
Oh yeah. Oh my God, we got Marcus to sketch
Yeah.
for us. Yeah.
Oh, that was so great. We had to harass him so much.
Marcus Eakers. Yeah. Oh my God.
He's such an amazing artist,
Well, yeah,
and he
and-
doesn't even realize it.
Oh my God. Yeah. We keep like, Marcus, your stuff's amazing. He's like, I guess so.
Yeah.
If you say so.
I got to say, watching that line all day long,
Oh yeah.
I'm calling it. Anybody who wants to argue with it could fight me. Those artists were the hardest working people on Free Comic Book Day.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, just going. I mean, I think I saw Jerry did like 20, 25 just by himself.
It's a numbers game, baby.
Like, it's
Yeah.
amazing.
Oh my gosh. And everything they put out was quality.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, nobody was phoning it in.
Hunter came by and.
Oh yeah, he came by. So he was down south for a little bit at a
Yeah.
different comic book store, and then he came by later around like 4 p.m.
Yeah.
So I was so glad he came in and did like the second shift.
God, I feel like we're forgetting someone still, but
Yeah, I feel like we had about
if
9
we are,
people.
be more rememberable. No.
No, that's horrible.
Stephanie doesn't love you.
Don't say that. I love our artists so much.
She's also a liar. No, I'm
But it's
joking,
like
I'm
I checked
joking.
in with them throughout the day, and I made sure they all had drinks and they ate.
Yep.
We took such great care of our artists, and I hope that they know.
Yeah.
Like how much.
Oh, how much all that meant to us?
Yeah, I was so happy
absolutely.
that they were here.
Oh, yeah.
Like
So-
they did like such amazing work.
Yeah, and we ended up having to cap the line at I think 11 so we could get things ready for the midnight drawing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we capped it pretty late.
Yeah.
But I feel like they were out there, doing it for over 12 hours.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, it was just kind of a weird it wasn't the usual pace of our free comic book day. It kind of came in waves.
Instead of being consistently slammed.
Yeah, or just like everyone's here at the front and then it kind of dies off in the middle of the day, and then everyone's back at the end.
Yeah.
It was just kind of like every 30 to 45 minutes, another group of 50 to 100 people would
Yep.
show up. So
Yeah, that was insane.
yeah,
The number of people we had in the store at any given time.
yeah, and we had the podcast going off in the corner, and then Brad and Cameo showed up at
3 in the morning.
was it 2 or 3? Brad, when was it?
It was about 1. I think we actually started the podcast at 2, so
Yeah.
we wrapped it up around 3. We got here at like midnight. Then we were like, let's get here early and maybe we can start early.
Yeah, nope.
yeah,
but we also wanted to get in on the midnight drawing.
Right. Yeah. Because the midnight drawing is crazy. Yeah. It's the store just gets packed again. We give out just amazing things that we don't really have the floor space to sell, or it's not a thing that we can.
Yeah, there's such unique items.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's nowhere to actually showcase them.
Yeah, like we can't quite display them, or they're either too high end, or it's something like that. And we just give them away for free, so everyone shows up for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The posters were really popular this go around.
Oh, yeah.
Witchblade and
the Julie Strain one.
Yeah.
There's the Frank Miller Sin City.
yeah. This was solid giveaways.
Yeah.
People were going nuts for that.
Yeah, and we even had some figures, some original art.
Yep. AD's table.
Yeah.
That's the one I was trying to win.
Yeah, that's the one that everyone was after.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. So an interesting thing that happened right off the bat, like 20 minutes in. So this, the store just gets packed, as it always does. And I'm tired from the get-go. I got up 5:45 that morning.
Yeah.
And got here and started, running.
Cracked a couple rags into a glass. Cracked down the
Oh my
Rocky.
gosh.
No, but I didn't really get a good night's sleep the night before, so like I looked tired.
I could vouch for that.
Yeah.
It's so hard too.
But like at 9:20, the store's packed, and I'm in the back corner of the store, checking on everyone. And this guy looks over and says, "Buck, you look tired, man." I said, "Oh, I am." And he says, "Hey, man, I know a guy. Do you want some meth?" I was like, "No, thanks." And I'm looking around because like we have quite a few police officers that are customers. And I
Yeah.
was like, "There's none of them here. How is that?" I mean. Yeah, I don't want to cause a scene or anything.
And I know
but
for sure one of them was outside
yeah,
too.
yeah, it was oh man, this is nuts. But yeah, so that's probably the weirdest thing that happened to me all that day.
Although when he came back in the evening, it was perfect time.
No,
Don't say that.
no, we're not that kind of a place. Yeah, like it was this is weird. So I don't know. Did y'all have any like weird experiences or anything?
Thankfully, no.
Yeah.
It was so nice for nothing really weird to happen finally on Free Comic Day.
Yeah.
Because, man, there have been some doozies.
Yeah, I don't know. Is there anything that you can say? We can cut anything if it gets too like crazy.
I mean, I don't know that I had any particularly crazy customers. I had some real chatty customers that wanted to tell some stories.
Yeah.
Some of those were a lot of fun. What I thought was interesting was I feel like the customers came in themed waves. So there was like the first wave of like, yes, it's Free Comic Book Day. Let me have them free comics. Oh my God, there's artists here. Got to get a drawing.
Yeah.
Super excited. And the wave after that is like, right, let's check out the merch. Let's see what the free comic books are. See what else is going on. And then as the day went on, I feel like I got, waves of customers that were like, oh, so I read this book. What do you recommend? And then then I get into a chance to have deeper conversations,
Yeah.
or the really funny ones that always crack me up are those customers that come in that are like, I'm looking for this, and like among comic book people, I'm not a super expert.
Yeah.
Among mortals, I'm way up there on knowledge.
Yeah.
And like people asking for stuff I've never that I didn't know that was a thing, and they're quoting the artist, and it's like that sounds like a person's name to me. Sure, why not? Oh yeah,
there were even a few that stumped me, and like I would say that I'm very much up there with the like. Oh, I know who that is. I know their work. I can do.
Yeah.
There was the. I don't think that's a thing. And they're like, oh yeah, well here it is. And it's that's a web comic that has no print, or it's that thing was printed so long ago it's not a thing, or it's not a thing that Diamond can carry, and that's our sole distributor.
Yeah.
But
I did really enjoy that. I think my favorite time with the customers was probably late afternoon, and then about 11 to 1. those were my two like favorite groups of like, hey, tell me about this whole comic book thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got money to burn. Let's talk stuff. And it's like, oh, how weird do you want to get?
Yeah.
Well, especially starting at 11 when it was the buy one get one sale.
Yeah.
So you could really, okay, well, you're at an odd amount. Let me talk to you about, let me see what you have. Let me see what I can get you interested in.
So
That's always super fun.
So fun story about that. I was talking to Jason, Ben, and AD early, and there were a lot of people that were coming in, asking for recommendations, and like, thanks for all your time. We'll come back when everything's cheap.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
that happened a lot.
Yeah, but as we recommended on the podcast earlier, we had a finite amount of everything this year. Guess what happened?
Yeah, it wasn't there.
It sold.
There was a saying we used to use back in my own dark ages when I was in the car industry, and it's the car you're looking at today and you're going to come back for tomorrow. Somebody was here yesterday, and they're coming back today.
Yeah.
And it's, unfortunately, we tried to have as much as we could.
Yeah,
tried
and
to
we
restock.
stocked as much as we could, but that stock was finite. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I had that conversation so many times with people on Saturday.
yeah,
And I'd be like, you want this, put this in your hand right now.
Yeah.
Because I've had this conversation so many times with so many people about how amazing this book is right here.
yep. Yeah, but it was just kind of this shock to a lot of people. And I mean, to be fair, there were a lot of things that I thought that we would be out of that we had stacks of later in the evening. But I mean, that's just kind of how the day goes.
Yeah, you have no idea what, you can guess, but you really you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, like we sold like 2 Walking Dead anythings all day. Like it was just like weird.
Yeah, but we couldn't keep Saga on the shelves to save our lives.
Right.
Oh, yeah, which is so exciting,
Yeah. So it's always kind of this give and take kind of thing. Jason, I want to ask you about some of the stuff because preparing for Free Comic Book Day, like you're still kind of new to comics,
At this level of depth.
at this level that we're working with, but the passion's there, and I know that you can tell everyone why a thing is good. So,
Sure.
And you volunteered to help out. So I sent you home with some reading material.
You sent me home with a lot of reading material.
Yeah, which
I was going through, I would say, 10 to 15 trades a week.
Yeah.
In the 3 weeks leading up to it.
I'd say more than that because
There were some weeks that were probably harder than that.
Yeah, well, and I would always hand things off with everything here is at least good.
Yeah.
Some things are great.
Yeah.
Here's the thing that you're going to need to know about, even though I know that you personally won't like it, but you'll know why someone else would.
Well, and I'll tell you what, so a couple of those where very high quality, great book, not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
Were was it Lady Machina?
Yeah. Lady Mechanica.
Lady
yeah.
Mechanica, thank you.
Yeah.
And Monstrous. Beautiful, beautiful books, well written story, compelling, just not my cup of tea. But you know what? I had customers who were multiple customers who those were perfect for them.
Yeah.
And so it was great to get a chance to read those. And yeah, you had me going home with a lot of classic stuff I hadn't read before, stuff that I'd been on the periphery of, like Alan Moore's Swamp Thing.
Yeah.
Was something that like I'd existed around,
Yeah.
and roughly knew the story of, but had never read.
Well, that's what I always tell everyone is just because you don't like it or you don't know about it doesn't mean that that it's not good.
Fair.
Everyone always gives me a hard time because I hate Gambit with a passion. I know that there's some good Gambit stories out there.
Totally.
I can point out some really good Gambit stuff for you. I know where the great stories are and how he works as a character in the books. Personally, I just don't like him.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that I'm not going to read something because Gambit's in it. It's just oh no, he's there. Well, I have to suffer through. But people feel that way. Like Red Tornado or Metamorpho. Anytime that my favorite people show up, they're like, ew, really. You know,
Yeah, I've been fortunate in that I've been living in a pretty golden age of the stuff that I fell in love with as a kid has gotten cooler.
yeah.
So like 15 years ago, who's your favorite Marvel character? Oh, it's probably Moon Knight. Who?
Right.
Oh, you mean that terrible knockoff Batman? No, not so much. And then the last 15 years, we've seen Moon Knight become unbelievably well written by a number of different people.
Yeah, and crazy popular.
And that's the other fun part of this too, was not only exposing me to like genres and styles that I wasn't as familiar with, but also opening me up to other authors and other artists that I didn't know as well.
Right. So, what are some of the things that I threw your way that you were just either surprised by, or something that wouldn't normally have pinged your radar?
I grabbed a stack of them.
Awesome.
So I think we'll start with a couple where I'm already a fan of a lot of what's going on. So Weird World.
Which is absolutely my favorite thing that came out in 2015.
There is nothing that anyone could say that could prepare you for Weird World.
I mean, I try.
Don't bother. It is. Hey, what's the name? Weird World. Okay, cool. What's it involve? It's a weird world. And it's wonderful, and it's written by Jason Aaron.
Yeah.
Del Mundo does the art.
It's
and I love their current run together on Thor.
Oh, yeah. But it's full of characters that I have always hated. Like, if you told me, like, man, Archon's in it, I'd be like, I'm not going to read that at all.
Yeah.
And in fact, when the Secret Wars tie-ins came around, because it is one, it's the one that I ordered the least of and became the one that I ordered the most of.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I love Man-Thing, and he's in there.
Yes.
But, Archon, oh my God.
And he's fantastic at it.
And Crystar and Strongbow.
Yep.
Yeah, the search for Crystar, and
Yep.
when you see him as in the bag.
Yep. Hysterical.
Yeah, who's this? It's my prince.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird World was one that I did not see coming. Absolutely loved.
Yeah, and if you're reading if you're reading Thor right now and loving it, you definitely need to pick up Weird World because
Without a doubt.
Yeah, it's
Especially this current run because it's the same team.
Yeah.
And they play well together.
Very much so.
Aaron
yes.
likes to dabble into the weirdness, and Del Mundo's art style does really well with that.
It's high fantasy in a grounded way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would say so.
Yeah.
Because it's not magic deep or too fantastical. It's I put it on a Conan level.
Yeah. I'd say that's fair.
If you made Conan weirder.
Yeah.
So I guess like Red Sonja.
It's like a less trained Conan.
Yeah.
Yeah. It has a lot of other Marvel references. Like if you've read Marvel in the 80s and 90s,
Yes.
it's little drops of everything there. But if you haven't, it kind of adds to the story too because here's this really weird thing that you now have to wrap your mind around that. Mm-hmm. And then there's the extra weird stuff like here's the aquatic apes of Atlantis,
Which is fantastic.
Yeah.
But again, I feel like it is one of those where the more I talk about it, the less well I can sell it. Because as soon as I bring up aquatic apes of Atlantis, 90% of viewership is going to go, super cool, put a pin in that. And it's no, just trust me, read it, it's great. Another one, I didn't even know about Moonshine.
Yeah.
And I love Brian Azzarello. 100 Bullets is a favorite of mine.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, same team.
yeah, I mean, and Azzarello and Russo, they work beautifully together. They've got that noir style that plays so well in 100 Bullets. Take that and dial the typical noir genre back to Prohibition and add in just a soupçon of fantastic characters, and you've got Moonshine, and it's awesome. I was thoroughly impressed by how much I enjoyed that one.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's right. Same exact team.
Yeah, and it's kind of a weird sell because it's not necessarily for the 100 Bullets crowd.
No.
But
Someone that I actually recommended that one to was I asked, what kind of movies, what were some of their favorite movies, the buck tactic
Yeah.
that I've learned. and
Yeah,
they kept coming up with these kind of gangstery movies.
Yeah,
And I went up. Yep, we went over here.
Which to fill everyone in on my tactic of being able to figure out anything that you would want to read is come in and tell me either your favorite movie and why you love it, or your top 3 or 4 movies, maybe sometimes some of your favorite shows. I can find you something that you will absolutely love based on those. Because there's so many different things written in so many different ways that there's something out of what you love that I can find in anything here.
Yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt. There's comic books are a diverse enough crowd right now that it really is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And then I mean this was a series.
So this one you fought me over.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm not going to read this at all.
Because, well, here's the deal. Because when you name something after a certain group of individuals, it feels really pandery real quick.
Yeah.
So Teen Titans was one that I just went, cool, glad that exists. I'm not 12. We're good here. But Jeff Johns.
Yes.
And so I didn't want to, and I read it, and it's phenomenal. It's some of his better work. I put this at the top half of his work.
Yeah, Jeff Johns was on his A game with this. Like this and JSA at the time were absolutely positively the best things that were happening in comics.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the first 26 issues of this are by any standard as good, if not I almost don't want to say better, but better than the Wolfman Press stuff.
Yeah, see, I can't speak to that one because, again, I just stayed the heck away from Teen Titans because it felt pandery.
Oh, it's so good.
I know. I didn't say I was right. I'm just telling you how I felt, Buck.
I understand.
But yeah, I absolutely love that. I would recommend that too.
Yeah, if you love X-Men and the character dynamics of anything from like the 90s, if anyone truly loves the X-Men, typically it's because, I read it back in the 90s. I watched the 90s cartoon show. It's because of the character interaction and the relationships there, and there's a lot of similarities that show up there.
The other thing I really like about this book is this is an all-ages book.
Yes.
I wouldn't necessarily hand this to someone in the single digits, but if you're 10,
12,
11, 12...
I'd say 12 to 15 is like... Man, that is who it's made for.
Well, because you've got these really relatable characters, and it's happening at that time in their lives, but it's also really well written by adults who know how to write.
Yeah, and it's the kids realizing that, yes, I'm here because the adults told me to be here. Oh, wait, you're a teenager too. All right, what about this? Oh, okay, we're cool.
And it's like sneaking the peas under the mashed potatoes.
Yeah,
because you're gonna force the kids to deal with a lot of these. Here's some real life stuff.
Yeah, because none of the kids want to be there, and like the adults are forcing them to be there, and then the kids are like, "All right, I found friends.
Let's lean into it."
Yeah, like,
Robin is the best example of that.
The Robin, the moment that everyone falls in love with Robin.
I Lied to Batman.
Yeah, I Lied to Batman.
Yeah,
I take the Batmobile out and I don't tell him.
Yeah.
It's
he instantly becomes the best character in the book.
Yeah, because everyone is like not telling everyone is bonding and telling their secrets to each other except for Robin because they all assume that he's working for Batman the whole time.
Yeah,
they're like, we're not going to tell the narc. Like, no, and then Robin does something, and he's just like, whatever.
Well, what actually made me love this book was Connor.
Oh yeah,
because Connor Kent is a super abused character.
Yes,
he is. He's all. If you don't like Superman, he's everything you don't like about Superman.
Yeah,
and but worse at it.
Yeah,
and he's just boring and kind of jockey, and he's got a bit of teenage angst. And then you get into John's writing, and he starts out boring and jockey and a bit of teenage angst.
He's like the definition of teenage angst.
Yeah,
he is totally the football player who should be in dance class.
Yes,
but he hates who he is.
Yep.
And
but he doesn't know what to do about it.
Right, and then the moment that you realize that he hates who he is the most heart-wrenching thing. It's the he needs these friends so badly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's incredible. So absolutely blown away by that one.
Yeah.
And then one of those Buck, I love it, so you must read it.
Yeah.
Starlight.
Which, oh my God.
If
so
you haven't read Starlight, shame on you.
So Mark Miller has kind of, gone off the deep end as far as just throwing out gratuitous violence and stuff. Like he did Kick Ass and Hit Girl and all that stuff. And it's violent to the point where it's just vulgar.
Yeah.
Like it's no longer a poignant story. He's just being awful for awful's sake.
This latest run of Hit Girl was a particularly poignant example of that. Were it not for Amanda Connor, I would not have read that.
Interesting. I've given up on that stuff.
I literally just got it for Connor's art.
Which I mean, you could go back and read like his Old Man Logan.
Man,
yeah, which is amazing.
Oh,
you can read Civil War. Was done by him. His work on Authority was groundbreaking.
Yeah.
His issues on Flash, like he was, absolutely one of the greatest comic writers of all time. But he likes to dabble in the gross. Which I had entirely written him off until I read this.
Yeah, Starlight, which I think it's a perfect example. It's in certainly it's in our societal DNA.
Yes.
The idea of
here's Flash Gordon,
Adam Strange,
Buck Rogers.
Yeah, we know the story of the Earthman goes to a strange world and saves the day.
Yeah.
And it's that's a nice change from the white man goes to the brown world and saves the day. But I certainly did enjoy the thought that goes behind this then of, hey, let's go past that.
Yeah. What happens when you save the day?
Yeah, it ended with him going home.
Yeah. You have to go home at some point. Then what? Do you tell people? Do you not tell people? You tell people. What do they say?
Yeah. And so, basically to set up the story just a bit, he's the crazy old man in his town with the weirdo stories.
Yeah.
And his family loves him, but he has that, there's some movies that do the family dynamic as well as Miller did it in this one.
Yeah.
Of the, shoot, I know we said we were going to do family dinner tonight, but the kids have got baseball, and I'm out of town on a business trip, and it's a little bit of that cats in the cradle thing going on. And then turns out the world he saved needs saving again.
That's
all I want to say.
Yeah, I always end it there because from there it's such a wild
strap in.
Yeah.
Just strap in.
Because it's the what if you told everyone that, hey, I did this crazy thing, and everyone's like, yeah, well, you're crazy. No, you didn't. And then they show up. They're like, hey, we need you again.
Yeah. It's so good. It is storytelling of the highest caliber. The art is perfect for it.
Yeah.
It's got that, Goran Parlov did a really nice job of giving it a much older style than its years.
Yeah, it feels modern and fresh, but still classic.
Absolutely. And it has that kind of classic 60s sci-fi style. I think is one of the things I clue into on Low. They use a lot of that too. And I really enjoy that. So Starlight was one where I just, holy smokes, that was amazing. If they ever do a Starlight 2, sign me the heck up. Because I was super on board. And then the last one where these were not creators I knew at all. It was not a premise I knew at all, but it was super in my wheelhouse, as it turns out, is Wicked and the Divine. And this is a book that, like I was talking about it with Tom, and I was like, I can't believe nobody recommended it to me. And so I went, I assumed you'd already read it. It's so clearly a Jason book.
Yeah.
And so the premise behind this one, super quick, is every 90 years, 12 gods are manifested in the bodies of human beings on Earth, and they live for 2 years and then die.
Yeah.
And then in 90 years, they will return. So apply that to the modern era. This takes place in 2014. The gods are, of course, celebrities, and in this case, pop stars, and are worshipped in the way that we would know how to worship people today, or worship our gods today, which is, our treatment of celebrity. So it has an interesting tonal thing about that. The art is spectacularly beautiful. The colors are incredibly vibrant. The characters are just the most fun.
Yeah. It's super crisp. It's super on point.
I'm about halfway through the trades right now, and I love it so hard. It is. This is rapidly becoming one of my all-time favorites. We'll see when I get to the end of it, but as of right now, I think Saga is a better story because it's a bigger story.
Yeah.
Where this is very self-contained and compact. But I put this up there among my favorite comic stories ever told. Especially in the independent, and I find a lot of my favorite stories do tend to be in the independent genre.
Yeah.
Whether it's sex crim or Low or Saga or any number of those independents. But this is if the idea of gods coming back around tickles your funny bone, absolutely pick it up. Which additionally, part of the other fun of it is it's just gods. So there's Dionysus and there's Woden and there's it literally pulls from every mythology around the world from all of time. So Amaterasu and Baal, and so you've got Japanese goddess, and it's super cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, Stephanie, you were telling me about some of the things that you were recommending to people.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the books was one that we weren't supposed to have
Well, yeah, Diamond was telling us that
in time.
tough luck, you're not going to get this thing. We know you ordered tons of it, but
Yeah, too bad,
yeah.
so sad.
Sorry, Charlie. Yeah.
Which we got surprisingly in time for
day
Free Comic Book
before,
Day,
yeah.
which was the Mortal Hulk.
Yes. Which
So good.
oh my god. Yeah, do you want to pitch the premise or
I feel like you'll do a better job of it.
well, I mean, not to toot my own horn, but yeah. Now, it turns out that the Incredible Hulk is unkillable. You can kill Bruce Banner, kill him a lot. He goes deadsies, no problem. Hulk comes back, though.
Yep.
And he comes back mad and violent and evil.
And no matter what you do to him.
Yeah.
Which it's so what's so great about this is it's such a dark story. Like I love this.
It's a horror comic.
Yeah, and I pitched it to okay, I know you don't typically like the Hulk or you're not really into the, whatever
Yeah,
comics, but
he's
this
not
is such a different type of book.
Yeah, because
it's a dark.
It's a revenge story, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not Hulk smash. It's Hulk's coming after you.
And there's a degree of high art to it too.
Oh yeah.
In the religious references and a lot of the iconography that's used, particularly in Trade 2 of it.
Yes.
Trade 1 is more straightforward. As someone who's not a Hulk fan, I like Hulk in the MCU, and I like the Immortal Hulk, and I like World War Hulk okay.
I need to show you some good Hulk stuff.
I know.
Peter David Hulk is amazing.
But see, as we've got 70 years of Hulk,
Yeah.
I can trim it down to a good 15.
that's the thing. Yeah.
No. He's Fantastic Four. But
Yeah, he was in the Fantastic Four.
not to say that the Hulk wasn't. He was a brief member. But anyway,
Oh
sorry.
no, that's what I'm saying. He was in the Fantastic
I
Four.
hate you all.
That's why you like it.
Why do I do
Yeah.
this to me?
I'm having the best time.
But yeah, as
yeah,
someone who's an avowed non-Hulk fan,
Like I would
Big
see
fan of this book.
for people who were picking up some independent stuff, I was like, no, I promise, even if you don't like really mainstream stuff, this is such a great story.
it feels independent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does.
That's
because-
what I really like about it.
and it draws from all the best parts of Hulk's history. Like
Yes.
I know enough of the Hulk to go, oh hey Doc Samson, got it.
Yeah.
377, what's going on?
And I feel like most people know that.
Yeah.
They don't have to be longtime fans or longtime readers of the whole.
And if they don't, they kind of fill you in super quick along the way.
You get everything you need to know. And if you are a fan, you get to have those dun-dun-dun moments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does give you those little gifts to people. If you know enough, you're going to spot things coming, and you're going to have a real good time. Yeah, absolutely. Nice. That was a great recommendation.
So I think, but it was such a present that we had it here.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was so great for so many different types of readers and so many different people.
What else did you recommend?
I always forget the name of my kitty book.
Your kitty book?
Yeah.
Like kid book or like?
No, like Meow.
Man-Eaters.
Yeah. I recommended Man-Eaters a lot since I just finished reading it.
So good.
Yeah, I want you all to sell everyone on Man-Eaters because anytime I see someone coming with a teenage girl on up, here, you need to try this.
Oh my gosh, I've been recommending it to so many people.
Tell everyone what it is.
Oh my gosh. And it's just so not even just girls.
Yeah.
Even
Right. But
like Tark read it outside.
Yes.
And he was just because Kelsey bought it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was trying to sell it to him and we were sold out. So he read her book.
So basically the premise is it's a universe exactly like ours in every way, except the toxoplasmosis.
Yeah, Toxoplasmosis X.
Toxoplasmosis X.
Which toxoplasmosis
Is a real thing.
Super real thing that I
Yeah.
find hilarious.
But in this universe, Toxoplasmosis X happens, when a girl hits about, 12, 13, when they go through puberty. It could be something that happens, when they get their periods. So basically, the government wants girls to get tested for it.
Yeah, but the
To
danger,
see if they carry, the gene
the
for
danger
it.
being, basically when this toxoplasmosis X is in the presence of an overwhelming amount of hormones, aka puberty, this person then turns into a giant cat. And when I say cat, I mean panther or
Yeah.
jaguar.
like
Basically,
werecat,
yeah.
they're out for blood.
Yeah.
So it's kind of the analogy, for the rage and hormone,
So
Yeah.
all of the girls, like young women, they have to drink water that has a special chemical in it that will kind of like prevent them from having hormones
yeah.
and prevent them from having this in their body. But the guys can, have sodas and can have all of these other things. I explain it like how we have fluoride in our water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So their water is treated with this special hormone.
Now, what makes this fantastic is you've got this premise, and there's a lot of ways this story could be told. And this could be told as a very, looking down your eyeglasses at someone. This is the world we're headed for. It's told from the perspective of a girl who's living this. She's hysterically funny, and the world building around it. All of the advertisements in the comic are advertisements in that world.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
it
no
is
advertising in
so
this book.
great. Like for sanitizer, and for like sodas for the guys.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. It's one of the more intelligent things.
it is so wonderful. And it's like you want this girl, like you would grow up and want her to be your friend.
Oh, absolutely. And then it also gets a layer more fun because not only is she living in this world, her father is detective,
Yeah, and her mom
local police
works,
force.
and then her mom is part of the unit that traps the Panthers. And
So-
they're not married anymore.
Yeah. And then there's all kinds of great little in-jokes of people humming certain songs. And it's a lot of fun. They're really enjoying making it, you can see.
Yeah.
And that really comes through in the reading.
Yeah, you can just tell they totally enjoyed it the entire time they were making it. And you can just read the enjoyment
Yeah.
while you're experiencing this story. And I love in the graphic novel, you can clearly tell the issues. So if you don't want to read too much at one time, like it's easy to have a stopping point, but it's such an easy read and such an enjoyable read.
Yeah.
You know, it's so much fun.
No, it's real solid. That one's a great recommendation.
Anything else that you want to throw out there, off the bat before we get back to our free comic book day?
I feel like those were the two main ones that I was really recommending to people.
Fair enough. I threw Mr. Miracle at everyone that I
Yeah.
saw.
Yep.
We didn't quite beat our Hawkeye record with that one, but we came pretty close.
I feel like there were still some Hawkeyes I was recommending to people.
Oh yeah, no, Hawkeye's like back in,
Yeah, I was like, have you read this yet?
Oh my god.
And I still got no from some people.
For a character with no recognition, aka Mr. Miracle, among the general public,
Well, yeah.
we're like, Hawkeye, he's been in a handful of movies.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, real quick aside, last year's Free Comic Book Day was the first time I set foot in the shop.
Really?
Yeah. And so I was thinking about that during this year's Free Comic Book Day. And I had a number of things that I started reading as a result of recommendations. Ice Cream Man.
Yeah.
Sitting right there, Brubaker and Phillips, Criminal.
Yep.
Coward.
Oh, yeah.
So good. And then what else did I start on as a result of last year? I picked up a number of books and just really enjoyed the heck out of it. But yeah, it was just kind of fun to have that 1 year anniversary of me coming to the shop and reflecting on what I'd picked up.
It feels like you've been coming here so much longer, though.
Right?
But, yeah.
Oh, and Sex Criminals #1. I picked up last year.
Right.
At Free Comic Book Day.
Yeah. Another Matt Fraction.
Another Red Fraction and
Yeah.
a brilliant.
Yeah.
And my introduction to Chip Zdarsky.
Yes.
Who, he could do no wrong.
Yeah. Like, not only is he a talented artist,
So
he's
talented.
an amazing writer, too. And a funny guy.
Hilarious guy.
Yeah.
I follow him on Instagram.
Yeah.
He's hysterical on there.
If ever you all get the chance, look into his relationship with his local Applebee's.
Yes.
It's, oh god, you're gonna lose so much time. It's so well worth it. It's phenomenal.
Yeah. And he's, if anyone out there is listening to this and hasn't started reading it yet, he's writing Spider-Man Life Story.
Yeah,
Which is
it's the best Spider-Man book
maybe ever.
Yeah. Oof.
I think it's the best thing Marvel's producing right now.
It's we're halfway or almost halfway through it. Oh my god.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
unbelievably good. And I'm loving War of the Realms, but I think
But
that's even
Spider-Man
better.
Life Story is better.
It's just better.
Yeah. Man. All right. So getting back to the day of Free Comic Book Day.
Sorry about that.
No. I definitely wanted to cover all that, but
Yeah.
just because we're running close to time. So, the video game tournament this year. It turns out that all of us are older.
Yeah, that was very obvious this year.
Yeah, because we were all still excited about it, but oh man, we might move it up to like a 2 a.m.
We're
next
definitely
year.
moving it up this year. This next
year. Yeah. Because oh my god, when Brad Porter showed up, he was like, this was a really fun, stupid idea back when we were early 30s, thinking, man, look how funny we are. 3 a.m. video game tournament.
Yeah.
Which we initially did it to pare down on how many people entered, because that was the time that everything would kind of wind down.
Mm-hmm.
That said, it does bring out the hot shots and that the hired gun who quietly comes in just to take care of the one job that is the video game tournament.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a unique dynamic.
It's but we never tell anyone what the game is beforehand.
Nope.
But it's always been the same game.
Yeah, I had the phone all day and I had so many calls about that, and I was just like, I don't know what the game is. And they're like, so is it the same game as last year? And I'm like,
yes.
Probably.
But
You're
it's
gonna
a
have
secret.
to show up and find out.
Yeah, I always tell everyone it's the same game. It might not be the same system, or maybe we change it because But yeah, it's always a secret, so no one can practice beforehand. And maybe next year we'll change it.
You never know what's going to happen next
But
year.
it's always the same
It's always
game.
gonna be the
Yeah,
same game.
because I think that's funny.
Yeah.
And as is in life, it makes me laugh. So hopefully it makes everyone else laugh too. But yeah, Brad shows up and it was like, man, it sure was funny. Back when we were like, 3 a.m.
He was so tired when he left.
Well, yeah. Well, and we have the rule that there's no sleeping, on the floor, like on the sales floor here during the 24-hour sale, because you don't want to come in and see just people passed out in a place.
It's not a good look.
Well, and there's a fire hazard. There's a safety issue. There,
This is a comic book store, not a flop house, Buck.
right. So in back, I had a hammock set up in case I got too tired and couldn't, I didn't want to drive while I was super tired because, it's as dangerous, if
Right.
not more so, than driving drunk. So I was ready to go take a nap and take care of everything. But one of our helpers kind of sort of got abandoned here and he couldn't go home. So I let him take my my place of sleeping.
He needed a lot more than you did.
I don't know about that.
See,
Yeah.
I utilized the old car.
Oh,
Around about 2:30, 2:45, I went slowing down a little bit. This is less of a question than a statement, but is it all right if I go take a break?
Yeah.
It's all right if I go take a... All right, cool. I just went and laid down in my car for a solid 45.
yeah. And then, it was definitely the hardest free comic book day on me. Just with staying up for that last leg.
Yeah.
I remember like the moment that the sun comes out, I get irrationally mad at the sun.
Well, it's kind of like, what are you doing here?
Yeah, well, because I mean, like it's
Oh,
like
so
seeing
you're
the sun.
Oh,
How
now you
wonderful
show
was
up.
it when Hazel came by, though?
Oh my god, yeah, Hazel, who helps out with the
Oh.
superhero schools and a
She
whole
brought
bunch of other stuff.
like a whole
Yeah,
smorgasbord.
yeah, like she was
This
like,
year.
all right, hey, it's 5 a.m. It's time to feed everyone breakfast, and that was so wonderful.
Because
And-
I was hangry.
Oh my god, yeah, you started tearing through like, where's the food? And then like Hazel pulls up.
It was so wonderful.
Yeah, like literally within like 30 seconds
Yeah.
of you, like you were about to like tip things over, just yeah, you're about to Hulk out. Hazel comes in with food, and you're like, "Why, hello, Hazel. I'm so happy to see you."
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. She's not the amazing Hazel for nothing.
Just
yeah.
the Amazel is fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Hazel. Yeah. So, yeah, we all get fed. We're all feeling a lot better, and then the sun comes up.
And then we're just like, yes.
Yeah. Well, because it's this weird thing that a lot of people don't quite experience, where you see the sunrise once, and then when you see it rise again during your personal same day,
Yeah.
it's just the you feel this weird sense of like, ooh, I've missed something. Like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. And about an hour in, I start to get over it. And then it's I have 1 hour left. Okay, I can
Yeah.
do this. Yeah, and that's about the time that everyone kind of shows up for the last sale of the day, and we're just so ready to go, and that's when my wife shows up to get me ready to pick me up and take me home, because again, no driving. Yeah, and then 9 o'clock rolls around, and almost every year, luckily it didn't happen this year, right at 9, a van will pull up and be like, "Hey, we're here for Free Comic Day." We're like, "We just closed. I'm so sorry. Come back
Yeah.
at 1. We'll give you free comics and a discount. We're so sorry. We're all about to die from tired." And all but 1 year, everyone's so very gracious and like, "Yeah, we're so sorry. We misheard. We'll be back." 1 year, this guy was ready to fight me, and I was like, "I'm so sorry. Here's a free comic. Come back at 1. We'll really take care of you." And yeah.
Yeah, don't make me fall on the
Yeah.
sidewalk.
I will fall asleep while talking to you, sir.
Yeah, I lasted. I don't know. I was pretty pleased. I went from 8 until I was here from about 8 a.m. until about 4 a.m.
Yeah.
And as soon as the video game tournament was on, I'm like, there is nothing for me to do to keep me awake
Yeah.
other than talking to lovely people that I've been talking to all day.
Yeah.
I will fall asleep on my feet if I do not go home.
Yeah.
Next year, I'll try and go all 24.
I wouldn't recommend it. It's not worth it, guys. Don't do all 24. Just come have a good time.
I had a great time.
You know, that's what counts. Is just having a nice time.
Yeah. Next year, I plan on not being here the full 24 hours, or at least not being awake the full 24
Yeah.
hours.
Hey.
We're too old.
Yeah.
No.
I've unfortunately hit that age where, pride's one thing, sleep's another.
Too
right.
old.
Well, now that we've told everyone that we're too old for this, at least we didn't go Lethal Weapon style.
Murtaugh? Yep.
Yep.
Not yet.
So, any closing thoughts on this year's Free Comic Book Day?
It was great, and I loved the weather
Yes.
because I was outside almost all day.
Oh, it's
And
the
man, it was wonderful.
it's the most perfect weather we've ever had for a Free Comic Book Day.
Yeah,
because it's normally like 100 degrees.
There was one Free Comic Book Day when it was 117 outside, and then
And normally it's like I'm getting a sunburn.
Yeah,
and, like
and-
it was so wonderful
Yeah, then-
outside.
Dayon, who was here in America at the time, came in and was like, "Hey, according to my phone, it's 113 degrees in the store right now." And the store's just packed full of people, and everyone looked at each other and instantly hated each other.
Yeah.
They were like, "You're adding to this."
It was so wonderful.
Yeah, weather this
Like,
year was so perfect.
it was a great day. I'm super glad I was able to take part in that. Thank you
Yes.
for that.
Thank you for being here and being part of it, and thanks for everything you do around the shop.
Yeah.
For those that don't know, he built the TARDIS here.
Yeah.
It's
We put pictures on the Instagram.
yeah, it's no longer made out of cardboard. It is made out of actual wood now.
Just
So,
crazy.
Yes, bask in its glory. Jason, thank you.
No, thank you. Always, I can now say this. Always a pleasure to be here.
Hey.
Yeah, now we're just working toward the con.
Yeah.
That's our next big thing.
Oh man, yeah. A couple episodes from now, we'll do the pre-con episode. We have a Godzilla special that we're going to do, and then
Dun dun dun.
we have one of the kids coming back to say hi before she moves on to bigger, better things.
Yay.
Yeah. So, Stephanie, thank you so much for being a part of this. You're amazing.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. And special thanks to Brad Reed for hosting this thing and putting all the hard work and effort into it.
Oh, you're welcome. Blessings, Buck.
Yay.
Yay.
Check back next week and we'll have a whole nother one of these for you.